Most people walk around carrying an invisible prison, and they don't even know it. The bars aren't made of steel. They're made of things you can't control, things you're desperately clinging to, things that are slowly crushing you. The Stoics understood this 2,000 years ago. You still don't. Nobody tells you about mental strength, what it actually is. It's not about being tough. I used to think that. I was wrong. It's not about suppressing emotions or pretending pain doesn't exist. That's Hollywood Stoicism, the kind that gets you a book deal but leaves you hollow. Real Stoicism, the kind Marcus Aurelius practiced while ruling an empire and fighting wars, is something far more dangerous. Choosing your response when everything around you is collapsing. Picture this. Marcus Aurelius, most powerful man alive, sitting in a freezing military tent on the Danube frontier. Outside, Germanic tribes trying to tear his empire apart. Inside, plague decimating his troops. His wife might be betraying him. Son's incompetent. And what does he do? Writes in his journal. Not complaints, not strategies, but reminders to himself. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Those words weren't written in a garden, forged in chaos. That's exactly why 2026 needs this. We live in an age of infinite information, but zero wisdom. More control than any generation in history. Apps for everything, tools for optimization, hacks for productivity. Yet we're more anxious, more fragmented, more lost. Why? We're trying to control the wrong things. The Stoics, particularly Epictetus, taught something called the Dichotomy of Control. Sounds academic. It's not. Most practical philosophy you'll encounter. Two circles. One contains everything that's actually yours. Your thoughts, your judgments, your responses, your character. The other, everything else. Your reputation, job, relationships, other people's opinions, the economy, your health, whether it rains tomorrow. The trap we all fall into. We spend 90% of our energy trying to control the 10% that isn't ours. Your coworker doesn't like you. Their circle, not yours. Rejected from that job? The decision was never in your circle. Post got 7 likes instead of 700. That validation was never yours. And every single time you reach into that outer circle, trying to bend reality to your expectations, you lose a piece of yourself. Think about the last time you were stressed. Really stressed. Was it the traffic? The email? Honest truth? It was you. It was the gap between reality and the movie playing in your head. Your mind created a story. This shouldn't be this way. I deserve better. This is unfair. And that story became your prison. That story, you wrote it. You can rewrite it. The Stoics had a word for the only thing that truly belongs to you. Prohairesis, often translated as moral will or faculty of choice, but that doesn't capture it. Prohairesis is your inner citadel, the part of you that cannot be touched by anything external, not by failure, not by rejection, not by loss, not even by death. The part of you that chooses how to interpret every event that crashes into your life. Marcus Aurelius understood this at a cellular level. He ruled the largest empire on earth, yet he never confused his power with his worth. Being emperor was something the universe had assigned to him temporarily, like a role in a play, but his character, his choices, his integrity, those were his forever. Everything is opinion. He wrote, not facts, your interpretation. Let's get uncomfortable. Imagine your company collapses tomorrow, economy crashes, your career evaporates overnight. Externally, you've lost everything, but internally, your judgment is still intact. Your ability to respond with dignity, to pivot, to learn, to help others, that's still yours. The Stoics called external things indifference, not because they don't matter, they do, but because they don't determine your character. You can be virtuous in poverty or wealth, in health or sickness, in success or failure. Most people build their entire identity on indifference. Job title, income, relationship status. When those things shift, which they always do, they disintegrate. Build your identity on prohoresis, on the quality of your choices regardless of outcome. You become unbreakable. Every morning, before checking my phone, I mentally list 3 things in my circle of control and 3 things that aren't. Today, how I respond to stress, whether I act with integrity, whether I'm present with people I love. Outside, whether my work gets recognized, whether people approve, whether my plans succeed. Does it fix everything instantly? No, but it stops the panic. 30 seconds, and suddenly I'm not scattered across 10 different anxieties. But controlling your mind is useless without this next principle, and this one makes people uncomfortable. You could leave life right now. Marcus Aurelius again, not a suggestion, a reminder you could die today. This conversation could be your last. That argument you're holding on to, that grudge, that fear of looking stupid, all of it irrelevant in an hour. The Stoics called this memento mori, remember death. Before you think this is morbid, let me show you why it's the most clarifying force in existence. Death is the ultimate filter. If you had 6 months to live, would you care about that Instagram algorithm? Would you stress over your coworker's passive-aggressive email? Would you postpone that difficult conversation? Of course not. Proximity of death burns away everything fake. It's not about being depressed, about being awake. Seneca put it this way: it's not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste much of it. We waste it on petty grievances, on manufactured urgency, on performing for people who aren't even paying attention, waiting for the perfect moment which never comes, instead of acting now with what we have. The Stoics practiced something called negative visualization. Sounds pessimistic. It's not. Every day, they would imagine losing what they valued most, not to torture themselves, to appreciate those things fully while they still had them. Imagine your partner leaving, health failing, savings disappearing, not dwelling, just acknowledging this could happen. When you really sit with that possibility, when you feel it in your body, 2 things happen. 1, you stop taking those things for granted. 2, you prepare yourself emotionally so that if loss comes, it doesn't destroy you. Modern culture tells us to manifest and visualize success and think positive. The Stoics said, prepare for disaster. Paradoxically, the people who prepare for disaster handle success without losing themselves, because they never attached their worth to outcomes. Your practice, every morning, finish this sentence: today could be my last day, so what actually matters? Don't overthink it. Let the answer come from your body. That's your compass. Knowing what matters is one thing. Actually perceiving reality clearly enough to act on it. That's the discipline that separates philosophers from pretenders. The Stoics believed reality itself is neutral. Events just happen. Car cuts you off in traffic. Friend cancels plans. Email goes unanswered. These are just facts, raw data. But your mind doesn't leave them raw. Your mind immediately adds a story. That driver disrespected me. My friend doesn't value me. I'm being ignored. That story, not the event, creates your suffering. Marcus wrote, "If you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it, and this you have the power to revoke at any moment." Read that again. The pain comes from your estimate, your interpretation, and you can change that whenever you choose. This is where Stoicism directly influenced modern psychology. Cognitive behavioral therapy, one of the most effective therapeutic methods, is essentially applied Stoicism. CBT teaches you to separate the event from your interpretation, to catch yourself creating suffering, to question automatic thoughts. Is this thought true? Is it helpful? Is there another way to see this? The Stoics went deeper. They didn't just want you to reframe negative thoughts. They wanted you to train your perception so thoroughly that you stopped creating unnecessary suffering in the first place. You see the traffic jam instead of rage, an opportunity to practice patience. Criticism instead of defensiveness, data about how others perceive you. Failure instead of shame, information about what to adjust. This isn't toxic positivity, not pretending everything is fine. Refusing to add suffering on top of pain. Pain is inevitable. Suffering, optional. Pain is what happens. Suffering is the story you tell about what happened. Next time something triggers you, pause. Don't react. Observe. Describe the event like a journalist. Person X said Y. My heart rate increased. I felt heat in my chest. That's all. No interpretation yet. Just facts. In that gap between stimulus and response, you reclaim your power. But perception alone won't save you when emotions flood in. When anger rises, fear grips, grief overwhelms. This is where people misunderstand Stoicism completely. The Stoics were not emotionless. They felt everything. Marcus loved his children deeply. When his son died, he grieved. Seneca valued friendship intensely. Epictetus, who had been a slave, understood suffering. The difference. They didn't let emotions control their actions. They felt anger without becoming destructive, felt fear without becoming paralyzed, felt grief without collapsing into despair. The Stoics called this apatheia, most misunderstood word in philosophy. Doesn't mean apathy, that cold indifference. It means freedom from destructive passion, freedom from being swept away by emotional storms. You still feel the weather. You're just not blown off course. Seneca wrote, "The wise man is not he who has never felt anger, but he who controls it. The goal isn't to become a robot. Feel fully but respond wisely. Your boss criticizes you unfairly in front of the team. Anger will come. That's biochemistry, that's human. But between that anger and your response, there's a space. In that space, you choose. Do I lash out and damage my reputation? Do I internalize it and damage my self-worth? Or do I acknowledge the feeling, let it pass through me like weather and respond strategically? That space, that pause, that's where power lives. Not in suppressing the emotion, in not being controlled by it. The emotion is information. Anger tells you a boundary was crossed. Fear tells you something matters. Grief tells you love was real. But you don't have to obey every emotional impulse. A practice that works immediately. The 10-second rule. When someone says something that triggers you, in person, over text, in a meeting, Count to 10 before responding. Silently. 1, 2, 3, up to 10. Sounds absurdly simple. Those 10 seconds interrupt the autopilot. Give your rational mind time to catch up with your reactive brain. By second 8 or 9, you realize your first impulse would have made things worse. Strategic silence is one of the most powerful tools a Stoic has. When everyone else is reacting, you're observing. When everyone else is defending, you're thinking. When everyone else is escalating, you're de-escalating. That composure, that calm in the storm, becomes magnetic. People don't trust the loudest person. They trust the steady one. Control, clarity, calm. Now comes the final test, the one that reveals whether you've actually understood Stoicism or just collected pretty quotes. The Stoics believed in something called the view from above. Marcus practiced it constantly. He would close his eyes and imagine himself rising above his body, above his camp, above Rome, above the earth itself, until he was looking down from the stars. From that cosmic perspective, all human drama, the wars, the betrayals, the victories, the defeats, looked like ants moving across a rock. Temporary, fleeting, almost comically small. This wasn't nihilism, wasn't nothing matters. It was the opposite. Most of what you're worried about doesn't matter, so focus your finite energy on what does. From the cosmic perspective, your current crisis will be forgotten in 5 years. In 100 years, no one will remember your name. In 1,000 years, the civilization you're part of might not exist. And yet, you're here now, conscious, able to choose, able to act with virtue or vice. You are cosmically insignificant and personally meaningful at the same time. Your ego, the part that needs to be important, to be recognized, to be right, that part is absurd when viewed from above. But your character, the choices you make when no one's watching, the way you treat people who can't benefit you, that's real. That echoes. When you're overwhelmed by a problem, do this. Mentally zoom out. See your body sitting where you are. Zoom out further. See your building, your street, your city. Zoom out more. See your country, your continent, the earth hanging in space. Zoom out until your problem is invisible. Not to dismiss it, to contextualize it. From that view, does this crisis warrant the mental energy you're giving it? Or have you been living inside a microscope magnifying something that's actually small? The Stoics understood that humans suffer because we live zoomed in. We mistake the temporary for the permanent. We mistake the trivial for the essential. We mistake our current emotional state for objective reality. Practice the view from above regularly. You build perspective. You stop getting trapped in the moment. You see patterns. You see that this too shall pass. When you zoom back in, when you return to your body and your life, you don't care less. You care more accurately. You stop wasting energy on phantom problems and invest it in what genuinely matters. Your time with loved ones, your integrity, your growth. The small daily acts of kindness that don't trend but that build a life worth living. Remember that invisible prison I mentioned? The truth you've been avoiding. You were never trapped. The prison was always unlocked. You just forgot the key was in your hand the entire time. Everything I've shared, the Dichotomy of Control, prohairesis, memento mori, the discipline of perception, apatheia, the cosmic view, these aren't just ideas to admire. They're practices, mental exercises. Like any exercise, they only work if you actually do them. You don't get strong by reading about the gym. You don't get wise by collecting philosophy quotes. You get wise by applying wisdom when it's difficult. The paradox that 2026 desperately needs. The more you surrender trying to control what you can control, the more powerful you become. Not powerful in dominating others, powerful in being unshakable. When your sense of self isn't tied to outcomes, you can take risks others won't. When your peace isn't dependent on external validation, you can speak truth others can't. When your worth isn't determined by success or failure, you can attempt things others wouldn't dare. Marcus ruled an empire, commanded armies, held the power of life and death over millions. And yet he wrote, "Confine yourself to the present." He understood something we've forgotten. Real power isn't in controlling the world. It's in controlling your response to the world. That's the only power that can't be taken from you. We live in an era drowning in tools for control. Productivity apps, life hacks, optimization systems, biohacking protocols. We're obsessed with mastering everything. Yet we're more out of control than ever. More anxious, more scattered, more fragile. Why? We're trying to engineer outcomes in a universe that doesn't care about our plans. The Stoics would look at our hustle culture and see people sprinting on a treadmill, exhausted but going nowhere. The Stoic doesn't become unshakable by hardening, by building thicker walls, by shutting down emotion. The Stoic becomes unshakable by yielding wisely, by accepting what is, by focusing only on what's truly theirs, their character, their choices, their response. Everything else, let it flow, let it change, let it go. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. Those words, written by a man facing impossible circumstances 2,000 years ago, more relevant today than ever. The world has changed, but human nature hasn't. We still suffer from the same delusions, still chase the same illusions, still build the same prisons. But you don't have to stay in yours. Today, right now, identify one thing you've been trying to control that isn't in your circle. A relationship outcome, a career trajectory, someone else's opinion of you. Let it go. Not with resignation, not with bitterness, with the clarity that it was never yours to hold. Watch what happens. Watch how much energy returns when you stop leaking it into battles you can't win. Watch how much peace arrives when you stop arguing with reality. Watch how much strength you discover when you finally focus that strength where it belongs, on becoming the kind of person you respect, regardless of whether anyone else notices. That's Stoicism, not a philosophy for the weak. A philosophy for anyone brave enough to stop pretending they control what they don't, and wise enough to master what they do. The choice, as always, is yours.